Hey, how are you?
Hey,
How are you?
Kim, if I was any better, there would be two of me.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
doing great.
Okay,
How are
so
you?
we're gonna already be in for a roller coaster ride of comedy today, everybody. Listen, make sure you guys come on into the virtual studio audience of the Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome to today's episode. We're going to be talking about comedy and cystic fibrosis, and so how the two combine with this wonderful guest that I have, Chris Diorio. And am I saying your name right, Chris Diorio?
Diorio, yeah. And wait, I'm here to do comedy. I thought this was a male modeling podcast. I thought I was here purely for my looks, and now you're telling me I have to both talk. Okay, okay.
And the
Yeah,
funny thing is, okay, so like I'm not good at faking. So if you say something, I'm gonna be like, wait, what? What's happening to me? Okay, I can tell we're gonna have a good time already. So listen, grab your virtual seats and get to the microphones. You know, if you have questions of today's guest, you can type those right in the comment section. Make sure you share this broadcast with all of your friends, family, coworkers, everybody. Let people know that the Kim Jacobs Show is on the air. And if you haven't subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show, make sure you do that on YouTube today after today's broadcast and turn on those notifications. Okay, we're going to go ahead and jump. Let me make sure I put this right up here. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. Let me go ahead and get ready to introduce our guest. Now, Chris, did you also share today's broadcast?
I am. I'm sharing. I'm doing a watch party. You want me to do a watch party or just a straight share? I can do
Just a
either one.
straight share, because then they get to
Straight share.
comment right on your.
Okay, let me do a straight share.
Because then, other than that, you have to entertain them at the same time, and I need you to entertain everybody. You'd be like, wait a minute, my customers over here on this watch party.
I don't have. Here we go. I think I'm. Boom.
Okay, so we get
Boom.
ready.
We are sharing. We are live.
We are live. I love when I interview somebody that you can tell you already have your headphones, you're ready, you're professional over there. And all the other people that come on and have podcasts, they already know this stuff, so it's pretty interesting.
I
Okay,
have really ugly ears, so the whole earphones thing, that's just me protecting myself and
where's my cloth? Because I cannot
protecting my
be having,
self-image.
I'm gonna have to wipe my face messing around with you today. You have me over here sweating and laughing, huh?
I mean, like, my eyes are cool, decent smile, but as far as ears go, I'm not an ears guy, so I like to cover those up and
Okay.
really
All
put my
right, so guys, y'all are gonna be laughing. So grab your cloths or whatever. And thank you, Morgan, backstage, and Cassandra and Selwyn and everybody that works with the Kim Jacobs Show. Okay, born and raised in Connecticut, Chris Diorio is a proud Air Force veteran. He has
Mhm.
lived in Charlotte for nearly 4 years and began his work with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation midway through 2018 as a part of the. I'm not going to go into what started him with that, because if I do that, that takes away from his whole story. So I'm just going to go down to the fact that he is currently in the early stages of producing something that's going to also be life changing. And it's a documentary that I'll let him tell you about as well. But we're going to go ahead and just introduce this young man who is a comedian, stand up comedian, and works with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation as well. I see you winking over there, so I can see somebody somebody grabbing your attention. Hey, I'm not the comedian here, but can you please leave Chris alone just for this one?
Oh, that was a general wink towards the audience. I know they'd want that. I know they'd want to see a
Oh,
little bit of razzle dazzle there. So
that's so funny. Okay, so welcome Chris Diorio to the Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome, Chris.
Kim, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Now you say you were in the military. Please, like tell us about your experience from your however far you want to go back. Anytime that people are watching this show, they have all different things that they're balancing. You may have people that have loved ones in the military that are Air Force veterans, and you can relate. So just talk from whatever perspective you want from your past to where we are today.
Sure, sure. Yeah, so I grew up in Connecticut. Uh, Only kind of bragging there. And right after high school, went into the Air Force. Pretty much right after high school, about 6 months after I graduated is when I signed up, and then left for basic training about a year after high school. Loved every minute of the Air Force. Getting yelled at by people is sort of my thing, sort of something I've always enjoyed. So that was right up my alley. I started shaving my head in high school, so going to the military was an excuse to hide any sort of male pattern baldness that might be coming my way. Because my
Okay.
father's bald, so I knew it was coming. So I'm like, I have two choices. Either I start shaving my head weirdly when I'm young, or I join the military. I do it there, and no one knows any better. And by the time I got out, they were just like, "Oh, he's a military guy. It's fine." So that was my way of leapfrogging male pattern baldness, and showing people how to do that. After that, I just spent my life doing mostly meaningless jobs and things that were boring: restaurant work, sales. Uh, Dabbled in a little bit of male modeling, like I said before. That didn't last very long. It lasted about up until my first audition when they looked at me and threw me out. So that didn't go well. But yeah, mostly, I mean, I guess most of my story that matters and that I care for is pretty much starts here when I moved to North Carolina.
Okay.
Moved to Charlotte almost 4 years ago. In September will be 4 years. Late September will be 4 years. So you're welcome, Charlotte.
Yes, we're so honored. I mean, here
Yeah,
in Charlotte, we're so honored because when we heard that this great person, Chris Diorio, was coming to Charlotte, we knew it was just going to be a better place. I mean, after you graced us with your presence. So
I
thank
mean, Connecticut and Charlotte have a great history of imports from Connecticut coming down to Charlotte. So, like, the Carolina Hurricanes used to be the Hartford Whalers. Kemba Walker, the great Charlotte Hornets player, former Charlotte
you.
Hornets player, Kemba Walker was a UConn guy, and then me. So that's pretty much the Mount Rushmore of Connecticut coming to Charlotte and helping out down here. But shortly after I moved here, I lived in Ballantyne when I first moved here, so I didn't get out much because I was just enthralled with the riches of Ballantyne, and I
Oh,
just got to enjoy the structures and the
yeah.
restaurants and stuff like that. So I pretty much trapped myself inside Ballantyne. But about around mid 2017, late 2017, my best friend who lives down here in Charlotte, his name's Donnie. I want to shout him out because he is a huge part of getting me involved with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Donnie
Donnie?
Malpass, yep, big Donnie Malpass. He's a great dude, another guy heavily involved with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. He's been a co-chair of the Guys and Dolls Auction Gala. He's currently an event planner and a DJ who does a lot of events for the foundation. So shout out to him. He got me involved with the foundation, and the rest is history. No, I started off as a one of the several fundraising events that the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation does here in Charlotte is the Guys and Dolls Auction Gala.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was a little concerned when I first moved here and he told me about it. They said they're going to be auctioning people off, and I was like, okay, I know I'm down south, but I thought we stopped doing that. But it turns out it's actually a great event. It's a group of young professionals will agree to do a fundraising and put together like a live auction package. That's what the auction really is. You put together a live auction package for the event. It's every March,
Okay.
and then you go on stage, you present your live auction package and stuff like that. So throughout the process of putting that together, you get to meet the families. You get to meet families whose children have cystic fibrosis, and you learn about the disease itself by going to visit the Levine Children's Center and taking tours of different groups. And you have monthly meetings where not only do you meet the other people involved in doing the fundraising with you, but you learn about the disease itself. And it went from like, okay, this sounds like something kind of cool to do and something fun and a way to give back to the community, to within months, I was like, okay, this is my deal now. This is my fight, learning about it. We'll go into that more in a few minutes. Maybe I'll talk more about the disease, but since then, yeah, that was my foray into the foundation. And now going forward, it's been about two and a half years, I say, I've been involved with the foundation, and
Wow.
it's probably the biggest part of my life as far as where I spend my free time and my involvement. So,
well, let me ask you, Chris. Okay? So this auction, where you auctioned off? Is that what happened? I'm trying to figure out. Did you volunteer to be one of the auctioneer people to be auctioned off, type of thing?
No, I wasn't auctioning myself. I mean, you can only raise so much money. There's only so much money out there.
Mm-hmm.
And were they to auction me off, that would probably bankrupt Charlotte. So they decided to, what you do is you put together an auction package. So mine was mine when I was a guy was actually a whiskey themed package. So what it was is, and most of the packages are like this. It's either like a trip or a collection of things that it's cool, but it's like an experience. You put together an experience. So mine involved, it It was a trip to Kentucky to take a tour of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
Okay.
A bunch of actual bottles of whiskey, a flight to Kentucky, and then a hotel points so you can stay in a hotel.
Oh,
And then a bunch of little trinkets, little knickknacks. And that's generally how most of the auction packages are. It's something
good.
usually between like $1,500 to $5,000 in value. And then what you do is you go on stage and an auctioneer will auction off your auction package, but
Okay.
you're on stage representing your own auction package.
Okay.
And actually, funny story with my package. Again, circling back, Donnie was also an assistant auctioneer, so it was kind of a cool full circle thing. Is Donnie had his debut as a guest auctioneer, auctioning off my package at the 2019 Cystic Fibrosis Foundation's Guys and Dolls Auction Gala. So that happens every year, and every year there'll be a group of guys and ladies, guys and dolls who will put together similar kind of auction packages, experiences, and stuff like that. They'll go on stage, and the event itself raises pretty much over $250,000 every year.
And this is Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.org. Can people find out information about it there?
Yeah, cff.org. There's also let me get the exact proper address for you. Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Oh, don't worry. Morgan will get it. You don't have to start.
Yeah, there's a CFF Charlotte.
Okay.
And
Morgan, when you get a chance, find that for us, where we can get the exact website where people can go to be able to learn more about the Guys and Dolls auction, and we'll pop that right in for you guys. So every year this auction takes place, and they raise, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation raises about, how much you say?
Just from this one event alone, over $250,000. I think the year I did it, we raised $280,000 just from that one event alone. The foundation itself here in Charlotte does several events. The Guys and Dolls Auction Gala is one of them, and it's the way I got involved. And there's Donnie popping in with the link. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy, man. That's my guy. So let
me say this right quick, because it's also a podcast. So some people are only hearing it; they're not seeing the show.
Okay,
so
okay.
It's finest.cff.org/guys and dolls. Finest.cff.org/guys and dolls is an annual event that the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation puts on to raise money for individuals that have cystic fibrosis. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
No, that's it. And there's several other events they do. But I guess what I'll kind of do is I'll timeline this whole thing out. We'll sort of leave the breadcrumb trail going forward from there. So that was my foray into the foundation itself, was that first Guys and Dolls auction event.
But you don't know anybody that had cystic fibrosis? I'm trying to determine, what is your link to cystic fibrosis? Do you just,
at the time when
Donnie Malpass said, hey, come on and just join in on the cause, or do you know people that had this disease, or how did you get involved?
I didn't at the time. When Donnie got me involved, I knew nobody. He took me to a couple. So one of the cool parts about Guys and Dolls and some of the other events they do is there's a fundraising component leading up to the actual event itself. So in addition to putting together the live auction package, you do certain events and things to fundraise for your auction. So people do things like I did dodgeball tournaments, mini little galas themselves. People sell paintings and everything like that. But a lot of them are social events where people get together, trivia events at like a local bar or restaurant. People will do trivia events to raise money. Murder mystery parties. Two of my friends used to do murder mystery parties. So, I mean, right up my alley, minus the mystery part, but right up my alley. Like, I'm a huge murder fan. So.
Technically, I could do, and I'm learning here. So, Chris, you're helping me. I could do a show.
Yep.
Raise, like, literally, I'm a talk show host. So I can do a show and help raise money for cystic fibrosis. Yeah,
100%. I actually, good segue, well-trained segue. You can tell we got a pro here. Doing the fundraising for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation when I was a guy. So yeah, I did get a chance while I was doing those fundraising. It started off, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I get to do all these cool social things. I get to meet people. I get to network. I get to show off this and everything I have. and I'm always a huge fan of anything that really, draws attention to myself. So being able to draw attention to myself was a huge. But as I did it, I got to meet the families. So some of the families whose kids have cystic fibrosis, who are now some of my closest friends. The families whose their parents whose kids have cystic fibrosis. Now some of I consider them my closest friends, and I learned more about both the disease and the foundation. And cystic fibrosis itself is considered an orphan disease. Because there's only about 35,000 people in the United States who have cystic fibrosis. And for those of you listening who don't know much about the disease, cystic fibrosis, it's a genetic disease, mainly affects the lungs and pancreas through mucus buildup. And it's something that, the kids who go through it really have a tough time and really have to commit to their own health and everything. And by learning more about it, I learned that they don't, because there's only, and I hate this term, 30,000 people who have the disease. There's no federal funding for it. They don't get any money from the government. So the only way any of these pharmaceutical companies are going to do research towards developing cures and treatments for the disease itself is through fundraising, through organizations like the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So meeting these people and these kids and being involved in the foundation, I was like, what? I was like, they don't get money unless we do it. I'm like, well, let's do it. Let's do this. So that kind of got me involved with being a guy and doing the initial fundraising. And through there, I met, some great people. I had so much fun doing it too. And it's like you're combining, you're doing these cool events, you're meeting people, you're again honing your networking, honing skills, coming on talk shows, kissing babies, and the whole time money's going towards this great cause of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And you're like, this is a win-win here. This is what this is the American dream here. This is win-win all around. It's no better than this. As part of my involvement as a guy, in order to do fundraising, like I said, do cool little things like you did it, like you can do a talk show. Last night, I did a online comedy show that raised money for the foundation with two of my good friends here in Charlotte. But what I did when I was a guy was when I was in high school and a little bit in the Air Force, I used to do freestyle rap battles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You surprising me more and more, Chris. Now, how would I know that? I didn't know that as a host.
Anything to draw attention to myself, I was willing to do. Anytime you put me on a stage and give me a microphone, I'll do something. I'll rap, I'll dance, I'll spin around a pole if I have to. I don't care. I'll just as long as it's about me. But
Okay. Oh boy.
So I did these things called in order to raise money for my fundraising, I did these things called Freestyle Fridays. And what I would do.
Do you know?
Yeah, I saw the thing.
So this is no correlation. Wait. So you could come on, I come on tomorrow, just so everybody knows, Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. tomorrow, we're going to be talking about trending topics, freestyle. If you want to come on and act, if you want to sing, if you want to share your products, if you want to talk about something that you're just really aggravated with or frustrated with in life and you just want to put it out here, let's talk about it. It's Freestyle Friday. And I had no idea that Chris does Freestyle Friday.
No, and what I would do is I would have, so I'd go on Facebook or whatever, and I would tell people, hey, send me $5 or more to my Facebook, my CFF campaign, my Guys and Dolls fundraising, and then give me a word, topic, phrase, person, whatever, and I'll record a freestyle rap video, about a 30-second freestyle rap video on whatever topic you sent me. And I did that and I raised about $850 just doing those videos.
Oh my gosh!
And I had a lot of fun. Again, I had so much fun doing them, and the whole time it raised money for the foundation. Fast forward right after I was a guy in March, and we got done with the Guys and Dolls auction gala. Gretchen, who is the associate executive, I always screw this up. Again, because it's not about me, so I have trouble remembering it. But she's the associate executive director of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation Charlotte organization. Her name's Gretchen. Gretchen Rolder.
I know
yeah,
Gretchen.
yeah.
I love Gretchen. So she's incredible. She is incredible. She's in South Charlotte area. and
Amazing person. A phenomenal person. Phenomenal
loves
person.
the foundation. Very passionate about what she does.
100%. She's great. She does an event every year. I mean, this year's a little different. We're all, but it's called LOL for CFF. And what she does is she has a amateur stand-up comedy competition, and she takes four people. I'm not used to this reverse angle stuff. Four people who've never done stand-up comedy before in their life, and she convinces them to go on stage and do a 5-minute stand-up comedy bit for CFF, and then the winner gets a trophy and gets to. My good friend Kaylin Foss, who's a longtime volunteer with the foundation, and he's actually a co-chair in the Standout Foundation now. Kind of suggested to Gretchen. She goes, "Hey, have you seen Chris's rap videos? I think he'd be good at this LOR CFF thing." And Gretchen was like, "I 100% agree," and everything. So they asked me April of 2019, "Do you want to give this a shot? Do you want to be one of our 4 competitors this year?" And I was like, "Sure, sounds great." Again, you're gonna put me on stage and point cameras at me and give me attention, obviously.
And this LOL for CFF. So
LOL for CFF, yeah.
LOL for CFF. Okay, so
yeah.
go ahead.
I'll have my assistant Donnie throw it up there in a moment.
Oh, it's already up here. Donnie, he clearly is your agent.
He's
Donnie
on the ball.
says that you can definitely check out Chris Diorio's comedy on Facebook at Chris Diorio Comedy, and follow him on social media that way. I know that I've been able to see some YouTube videos with Chris as well, and he shares pro tips and different things. So he has a pretty funny things that he can share. He planted some tomatoes, and I was like, oh my God, how did he do that? He planted these tomatoes, and I was like intrigued, waiting to see what was going to come up when you did the before and after. What did he pull out, guys? I'll let you look at his videos to find out.
Yeah, it's check him out.
I'll just let you look.
Things got a little weird during quarantine. Things got
tomatoes. So go ahead, finish telling us about LOL for CFF.
So it's an amateur stand-up comedy competition. They have 4 people who've never done stand-up before. You go and do a 5-minute set, and then the appeal to it is that your friends are either one, this is going to be funny, this guy might do pretty well at this, or mostly in the case of my friends, hey, I'm going to come watch this dude crash and burn on stage in public, and I'm going to laugh at his failures.
So they're officially coming with the intent of, go ahead, Chris.
Trying to hurt. They came to hurt my feelings.
Oh wow! Okay.
But joke was on them because I won. I won the competition, and but it's a great time. Honestly, like all jokes aside, people come and they it raises a fair amount of money. I think like $3,500 raised for the event because again, people come to watch their friends try out some comedy, and then they also have a nationally touring headliner come and do the show as well. That way, if we're not funny, at least somebody was. So I'll give him a shout out because he volunteered his time to do it. Todd Riley, he's a local comic here in Charlotte that tours nationally, nationally touring headliner here in Charlotte. Todd Riley.
Type that too.
He was the headliner. And I kind of vowed to myself before the event because I'd always thought about trying to do stand up because again, I can bring attention to myself and make people laugh and maybe be famous one day, and that's something I've always wanted. So I vowed to myself. I said, if it goes well, I'll try it again after LOL for CFF. I'll keep doing stand up. So with the help of Todd and some other people, I found a few open mics around town, and this is the part that I love because it speaks highly to the foundation. Quick step back though, I want to give a shout out. One of the CFF parents, April. She gave me this bracelet the night.
Okay.
Yeah, it says Ava's Angels. Ava's her daughter. Ava's her daughter.
Bracelet, Chris. You need a new one. Ava's Angels. Send Chris a new bracelet because I can't barely see over there.
I think it's the camera. I have 6 of them in my in like a jewelry case I keep because I never.
Let me just see though. It's a purple. Okay, Ava's Angels.
Ava's Angels, and it says Cure CF on it.
Oh. Okay.
So April, Ava's mother gave me this bracelet the night of LOL for CFF, and I have never performed stand up without it. So whatever. So shout out to her. So the
Bless you, April and Ava.
they're fantastic people. Again, two of the people I met through the foundation that like really drove this home for me. After the event, like I said, I went and did stand up for the first time after the event. Again, speaking to the power of the foundation, the first show I did was like a open mic kind of thing. I think about 35 people showed up, which if you've ever been to like an open mic here in Charlotte, there's 40 people total going to see the show.
Right.
35 of them came to see me because they came from the foundation.
Wow.
Yeah, these are my friends and everything from the foundation who they saw the LRCFF event and they said, hey, we support you. We have your back. We're going to come. So, and that became like a theme throughout me starting to do stand up. So the next show went well and I kept doing it. And my friends mostly from the foundation kept showing up, and it's the kind of people you meet through the foundation. They support you. So that led to me getting opportunities I probably didn't deserve in comedy because the bookers were like, "Hey, this guy's not that funny yet, but people come."
Yes, you are.
Well, I mean, believe you me, I've gotten way better. I've gotten way better, and now it's like a layup for me. It's just easy. But at first, starting off, it was people giving me opportunities because people were coming to see me, and that was the thing. And again, guys, all quick side note, I'm mostly it's our journey, not just my journey. When I talk about comedy, I joke about being egotistical, and it's not always all about me.
Okay. Now you really inspired.
I'm very.
Somebody listen now, Chris. Now you are a guest on this show. If you could at least put my whole family on a cup, okay? Put somebody on a cup. That is awesome.
No. This isn't all about me. This is about us. This is about us, not just me. I mean.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay.
So
eyelashes, I guess it's so funny. Okay.
But yeah, so I just kept doing it. I kept at it, and I loved it, and I kept and what it did was so to cut the comedy like to kind of TLDR that I had some success. There's a comedy battle here in Charlotte they do annually, and I won the Judge's Choice and Audience Choice Awards at the final comedy battle here in Charlotte. So that really set things forward where I started getting paid to do comedy, and it became like almost like a career for me.
Right.
Back in January of this year, I think this is one of the big turning points. This was the big turning point as far as comedy goes. Back in January of this year, I was invited to go to New York City and compete at the Broadway Comedy Club in New York City, the one and only Broadway Comedy Club in New York City, with 19 other comedians from around the country for a residency at the Broadway Comedy Club.
Wow.
And some of my friends even like just shouted to them. Some of my friends from Charlotte, a lot of them from the CF Foundation, even traveled to New York to come see me compete. And I found out in early February that I won. I won the one of the residency slots.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Huge.
Yeah, and I got to do it for a week in March before the country shut down.
COVID hit.
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID, how has COVID been impacting the whole fundraising efforts that you've been doing, and not just you, but everyone pertaining to cystic fibrosis?
It's been tough because, as I mentioned, a lot of the most successful events are getting people together because people like to be social, people like to have fun, and you can draw that and combine. People are going to go out on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night probably anyway. To do something, so give them something to do, and then be like, it's also going to raise money for this good cause. People are yeah, I'm in. So, not having in-person events has been tough, but it's also given us the opportunity to be creative.
Good. Okay.
And there's been opportunities for people to do different things, and actually, it's probably going to going forward. Hopefully, when all this settles and we're back to normal, we've created opportunities that didn't exist before that are now going to be things that can continue to happen. Me personally, every 2 weeks, I do something called the home run joke derby. And this is one of the best things has been about when I started to do comedy and having the success I did. I'm now at the point where pretty much every time I perform comedy, whether it's online or in person, money's going to go back to the CF Foundation somehow. If I'm making money's going back to the foundation.
Okay.
I'll give like towards the end, I'll do a plug, but I have an event coming up in August where we're hopefully going to raise a good amount of money for the foundation doing that. I'm headlining a show, an outdoor comedy show.
Well, go ahead and do a plug now because people want to know and have this in our.
Okay, August 13th is at the Studio here in Charlotte, North Carolina. The event's called Stand Up at the Studio. It's being produced by Royally Social CLT at the Studio in South End, Charlotte. I think it's 2333 South Boulevard, something around there.
2333 South Boulevard on August 13th?
August 13th from 8 to 10 p.m. Okay. I'll be headlining that show. I'll be the headliner. So it'll be a great show.
That's right, of course, with your cup and everything.
It'll be incredibly funny.
Now, and say the name of the location, the Studio. Let's say it one more time because Morgan will type it as well. Thank you, Morgan, for everything you're doing. But say it again. It's
The Studio.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in South End, Charlotte. It's called The Studio. It's August 13th from 8 to 10 p.m. I'll be headlining the show with there'll be 5 other comedians, all very funny people. But it'll get progressively funnier as it moves towards me at the end headlining, obviously. So that's just how comedy works. But and that show will be donating 50% of all ticket sales will be going towards the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Oh my gosh!
So that will hopefully, and again, it's an outdoor show. They're going to be all social distancing procedures will be in effect. Mandatory masks when you're not sitting at a table, kind of thing. The whole deal. All the proper social distancing guidelines will be in effect. We'll be changing out masks. The whole deal. But I think Donnie just posted the event there.
Yes, he just posted it. You can definitely go right to Donnie's comment or Morgan. I'm not sure if there's a way for you to copy what Donnie is actually typing here too. What Donnie's typing here as well. But anyway, it's facebook.com events, and this is the information where you can go and get your tickets. How much are the tickets, Dina?
Tickets are $20. Yeah. Tickets are $20 each. Huge bargain to see. Yes. And half the money is going to go towards the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Very okay.
So I'll give it up while I'm plugging things. I also did find out in January that I was voted Charlotte's best up-and-coming comedian. So you get the chance to see Charlotte's best up-and-coming comedian and raise money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation for a low price of $20.
I know you plug yourself, but let me just plug you too. So listen, everyone, if you want to have great stand-up comedy and also support a worthy cause, cystic fibrosis, where young people, older people that are living with this particular disease, they're literally struggling. They're dealing with sticky mucus in their lungs and trying to survive, and not just survive, thrive. Well, Chris Diorio is going to be doing a stand-up comedy segment, and he is actually the headlining comedian on August 13th at 8:00 p.m. and it's at the Studio. And all of the information is right below. So you can definitely go and check out Chris Diorio. Now, he doesn't even have cystic fibrosis. Neither does anybody that he personally even knows. But this man is giving up his time and his effort to be able to support a cause that's very near and dear to me. Because you know why? I have 3 children with cystic fibrosis, 3 African-American children that live with cystic fibrosis every day. So I thank you, Chris, for what you're doing to make a difference in the CF community.
Oh, it's the least I can do. It's given so
much. I said that as a commercial, so you can pull that little clip. And since you it's about you.
No. Again, it's not about me. It's not about me.
Okay.
I don't want all the attention.
Okay, so guys.
And August 13th is my birthday too. So the show is on my birthday. Pulled some strings to have that arranged. That's the kind of stuff you can pull when you're the best up and coming. So pulled some strings to have it on my birthday. So August 13th, my birthday. Come celebrate my birthday with me performing comedy, but most importantly, raising money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Well, go ahead.
And in addition, like circling back, and that's been for me honestly one of the best things about doing the comedy thing, like discovering that I'm able to do it was tying it back into, because I credit the foundation with getting me started in comedy. Like I never would have done it. I never would have gone on stage if it wasn't for, and for those of you out there considering getting involved, this is how much I believe in the foundation. Is I never would have put myself at risk, because I think I'm very funny, and I have a very fragile ego. So I never would put my ego at risk by actually going on stage and being funny to the test in front of an actual audience. Because that's what you do when you do stand up. You're going like,
Right.
I think I'm funny. You need to verify that for me or not verify it for me. And I never would have put that at risk. I would have just gone on pretending that I'm funny in my own head and not putting my ego at risk. But for the foundation, I said, I'll do this. I'll give it a shot. And it's gone very well for me. But one of the things I've been doing during COVID is every 2 weeks, I do a online comedy show-ish thing. I call it the Home Run Joke Derby.
I love it.
And what I do is I started off, I did the first 2 by myself, which of course those went swimmingly. But now what I do, I have 2 other comedians from Charlotte come on with me, all good friends of mine who I've met through doing comedy and stuff. And you log on to Facebook Live, you pitch a joke topic to my comedian friends,
Okay.
and they try to knock the joke out of the park. So I've been doing those since about when COVID started, and we collect tips every show for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
That's
So
amazing.
and it's been going great, and it's something like I was even saying I did one last night with two of my comedian friends, Dave Ordog and Joy Wills. And I even said last night, and I said, going forward, I'm going to keep doing these even after after COVID clears up. They're a ton of fun. They raise money for the foundation. It's a different way to do comedy, a different way to be artistic and express yourself. And again, most importantly, they're raising money for the foundation, and the comics have fun. If you go on my Facebook page that Donnie just posted, you can actually see last night's show again. Shout out to Dave and Joy, 2 of the funniest people here in Charlotte. Probably in the top 5 with me and a couple other guys. But
Well, you can always come on the Kim Jacobs show. And even if it's outside of 11 o'clock a.m., if we just want to do a comedy night and I host you and your comedian friends, you can definitely do something like that. And we'll say, hey, here's a special edition of the Kim Jacobs show, because I have 3 children with cystic fibrosis. And so I know the pain, I know the stress, I know I don't even know all the words to say, the importance of supporting and building up and encouraging your children to know that regardless of whether you have this disease or not, you can still move mountains. You can still accomplish great things in life. Don't let this dictate the outcome of your life. And all of my children are warriors. So they believe that they can go way beyond whatever this thing is that they're so-called living with. And we believe wholeheartedly that God can heal and can restore and can strengthen their bodies. And even though they've been diagnosed with this, you would just not even know that they have this disease, because they are warriors. They are warriors. My son, Ivan, is the first African-American young man that we've been able to identify. And if, this is just a statistic that we found, the first African-American male to play a collegiate level sport with cystic fibrosis. So he's not just a sport, he plays contact football with cystic fibrosis. And that is huge. So parents from around the country are reaching out to him, asking him what is his regimen. I mean, he's like a beast. I mean, this young man, my son is like massive, and he's out here playing football, living with this disease. So he wants to inspire young people to know that you can do anything. Now, he's not some outspoken kind of guy, but he wants his story to help inspire young people to push beyond their disease.
That's incredible. I can't, like, I've seen what these kids, what the treatments they go through. I know there's various mutations of the disease.
Sorry, you just that's even funny. I don't know if you're doing this stuff on purpose, but I'm okay. Go ahead.
So I
never laughed as much about cystic fibrosis. Thank you, Chris.
But you know what? That's the thing, Kim. That's kind of the great part about it. Sometimes it's nice to, like, if you can laugh at some of the worst things, like cystic fibrosis is a terrible, terrible disease, right? And if you can laugh at some of these terrible things, if you can take obviously, and that's whenever I come on a show, like, now it's a thing with me. Like if I come on a show like this or I do something, it's like, Chris, you're a comedian. I'm here to make people laugh, and that's why you're here. So, but in all seriousness, it is a very serious disease.
Yes.
It's a serious issue, and the kids who go through it, it's so inspiring, like you said, to see these warriors go through their daily treatments of having these vests on that literally shake your body to break up the mucus in your chest, and seeing like a 4 or 5 year old that would go through this, the amount of, depending on the mutation you have, the amount of pills you have to take every single day, the struggles we do these things, we try to breathe through a straw to kind of like, I don't want to say imitate, that's probably not the right word, but simulate what it's like having cystic fibrosis, just what they go through every day. And you kind of say to yourself, well, if they can do this every day and still go out and play collegiate football, which I couldn't play collegiate. I can't play collegiate sports on PlayStation. I'm not even that athletic. Right. I pulled a muscle on my PS4 trying to play collegiate football, let alone try to do it in real life. So that's incredibly inspiring and crazy to me that somebody would be able to do that. Incredibly inspiring.
Yeah. And it's really it's a big deal, Chris, because like every day, it's not like every single day, my children have to have that vest. It's shaking their lungs for like 20 to 30 minutes constant. I mean, I tried that myself and it made me sick to my stomach. Just the level of intense vibrations that comes from that life vest. And then they have to take all kinds of medicines. I mean, it's sometimes at least 20 medications or more that they have to take just so that the mucus that's inside of their lungs does not clog and stick to the lining of their lungs where they can't breathe. So it's not just when you see this thing and witness it every day, you pray. Anybody that has prayer in their existence, pray hard for people that have to live with that. And it's primarily a Caucasian male disease that people are born at birth. They are identified that they have this disease. Well, in my case, I have 3 children and we'd never even heard of cystic fibrosis and did not know that any of my children even had cystic fibrosis. And we found out, my daughter, 5 years old, we found out when she was in the hospital at Levine's Children's Hospital. Come here for a second. Actually, literally, my daughter was upstairs doing her treatment. Come here for a second so I can show this. And this is her. This is her vest.
Hey.
Here, Jayla, come over. Oh, you come over. Yeah, stand up a little bit so they can see your vest, sweetie. Okay. And so this is what the vest looks like. And it's a part of life. It's a part of her routine. And so she takes that and it sticks to tubes into a machine and shakes her lungs for like about 20 to 30 minutes. And I just wanted them to see the vest. Thank you, sweetie. Give me this. I appreciate it. Is there anything you want to say about cystic fibrosis at all?
No, I was doing my treatments and I was kind of asleep.
Okay. She said I was doing my treatments and I was kind of asleep up there. Okay, go ahead. Thank you, baby.
Bye-bye.
You can close. Bye-bye. This young man, come here right quick. This young man right here, he helps raise money for cystic fibrosis. So tell him thank you. Just tell him.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
I like your vest.
Thank you.
One of the cooler ones are saying, yeah.
You can close the door, sweetie. But Chris, the point is people, they live with this every day, and she actually had been diagnosed with pneumonia, and we didn't know because she got diagnosed with pneumonia and irreversible lung damage. We were like, what are you talking about? So anyway, my whole story, I got a chance to share it with you and with the people at Standout, and anybody else that wants to know about my family and cystic fibrosis and why it's so important to me, I'd be happy to share my story with you. But anything that Chris Diorio, Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, Standout, any of these organizations are doing to raise money to help these people live and survive and have a better outlook on life, outcome, support them. How can people support what you do financially so that the funds can help CF patients?
Sure. So throughout the year, Me personally, I'm always probably doing something throughout the year with the foundation. Currently, I'm part of a event. So basically, the foundation, just similarly, like I mentioned with Guys and Dolls earlier, a lot of their fundraising is done through different events. So in addition to Guys and Dolls, they have Master Chefs is one of the events they do. They have 2 extreme hikes every year, which are a group of people get together and agree to hike 30.1 miles, usually on the Appalachian Trail,
Wow.
to raise money for the disease. There's I'm gonna miss one like an idiot, but there's
Oh,
Rocktoberfest, there's Brewers Ball, there's events throughout the year. If the Facebook page earlier, the cff.com/Charlotte.
let me go back.
But the event that I'm currently involved in is called Standout, and Standout it's another event they do every year, and I'm currently raising funds as a Standout. So what they do with Standout is they choose 20. They call them young professionals. They let me be in this year because I don't know if I'm young or professional, but they let me be involved. They choose 20 young professionals from the community who, again, will agree to raise funds for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation through different events. And for me personally, when I'm doing my my home run joke derbies and the event that I'm doing in August, all that money will go towards my Standout campaign. So there's campaigns basically. So I had a Guys and Dolls campaign. Now I'm in my Standout campaign. So when you go to the organization and you can link to my Facebook page, you'll see my cff.org/standout/Chris Diorio. I'll be
Okay.
raising money as a Standout. And then again, COVID's changed a few things, but typically there'd be a gala in October where all the Standouts would finish off their fundraising efforts and be recognized. And then me personally, going forward from there, once Standout's over, I'm going to be participating in the extreme hike this year
Oh
as
my
well.
gosh. Okay.
So once I start fundraising for the extreme hike, I'll have the same thing going, just a different link to go to donate. But I'll be this year they're doing it a little different. Normally there'd be a group of people, a tremendous group of people would get together and hike 30.1 miles on the Appalachian Trail. This year it's going to be build your own hike kind of thing. The details are still being built, so I don't want to put any spoilers out there too much. They're still kind of building the details, but I will be doing it this year. I will be raising money. I have a little bit of a plan in my head for what I'm going to do, and
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, whatever it is. So
it's going to be a lot of fun. Yes.
Do a comedy on a mic or something, riding with your cup and doing some crazy stuff.
I don't want to. Okay, I'm going to give Kim Jacobs. I don't know that I can do this yet. I mean, things are going to change depending on the atmosphere of COVID and stuff like that. But one of the options this year is to do an urban hike around the city. So what I would like to do this year is I plan on hiking around. I'm going to walk around Charlotte, the city. I'm going to try to make a couple stops. I will have to make a couple stops. I'm not that in shape. I'll make a couple stops throughout the 30 miles. And whether I have to live stream it virtually or if we're in a bit of a better shape as far as coronavirus, I don't know how the foundation, because safety has to come first. Whether I live stream it by myself with one other person on the camera, or I can go to a place with maybe a few people or whatever. I'm going to drop a couple stand-up bits in the middle of my urban hike. So I think 10 miles in, I'll do the first stop. I'll drop maybe a 10-minute stand-up set, go do my second 10 miles, something like that. So when I'm ready to do that, I'll be fundraising for that. And I'm hoping at the spots I stop in, I can raise additional money to go towards the hike I'll be doing. So but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So yeah, throughout the year, there's different organizations and the different events will all raise money for the foundation. So if you go to my Facebook page at all, I can guarantee you throughout the year I'm doing something to raise money for the foundation. I'm involved in some event or something. And if I'm not personally, you probably caught me in a month or 6-week period where there's nothing going on, and I can 100% point you in the right direction to get there somewhere.
I'm trying to find that link. It's so many comments over here, but I want to make sure. You said go to Chris. Can you type that for me, Morgan? Go to Chris's Facebook page, Chris Diorio Comedy on his Facebook page, and everything that he's sharing is there. So any way that you want to support the funds that he's raising for cystic fibrosis, just go right to his Facebook page and he'll provide all of the links.
I think I can.
for you to be able to donate. Let me go to a flash round, Chris, because so many people are typing comments and they may
Absolutely.
ask a question or anything to you. Hey, make sure you guys subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. If you have not subscribed, I need you guys to go to the YouTube channel. Chris, please do some kind of plug and tell all your coworkers, friends, followers to go and subscribe right on YouTube, because that's how I get tracked. So if they could just subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Go ahead. I'll give you a second in your comedic version to say something about Kim Jacobs.
Okay. A lot of things are going around in 2020 right now. A lot of things going bad. One thing going right is the Kim Jacobs Show. So we see a lot of stupidity out there in the world. Don't be stupid. Go to the Kim Jacobs Show on YouTube, click like and subscribe, and do something right for yourself and the community. Because Kim Jacobs is a wonderful person. She puts on a wonderful show. She's incredibly talented at both producing the show and picking guests. Go to the Kim Jacobs Show. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitch. You can watch her on Facebook Live. But go to the YouTube channel. This is very easy. You've all done it. We're all adults here. Go to youtube.com/Daily Balance with Kim J. Click like and subscribe, and then feel better about yourself for once in your life.
Okay, I can't believe I'm laughing in the middle of my own commercial, but thank you so much, Chris.
No,
Go subscribe. You're so crazy. Okay, so subscribe, everybody. Let's go to a flash round. Let's see. Allison said, good morning, Kim Jacobs and Chris.
Good morning, Allison. How are you?
Chantelle said, good morning.
Good morning, Chantelle.
Make sure you guys know that Chris is here. He supports the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation with Gretchen as one of the leaders there, and raises funds to help with people that live with cystic fibrosis. It's about 30,000 people in the United States that live with this disease, and it's so much education needed surrounding CF. So check out the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and support it any way you can. Let's go to some more. Oh, Donnie, your representative. He gives the information for Guys and Dolls. If you ever want to be a part of providing an experience, you can definitely learn more about Guys and Dolls. Or if you want to learn more about Chris specifically, right there with the cup that has his picture on it, you can do that. Got it, Chris. Chris is my favorite.
Thank you, Chantelle.
Okay. It's other information and links in here, statistics as well, so you guys can go back and check that out. And Chris Diorio Comedy. Go to Chris's Facebook page, Chris Diorio Comedy. He's also on Instagram. He's on all kinds of different places. So make sure you know. Tomorrow we have Freestyle Friday. So Chris, you know you're always welcome to come on and do a quick comedy thing. Anytime you want to come on, especially on any Friday, we're open mic, and everybody that's in the studio audience is kind of just going for broke, and we're talking about some crazy trending topics and stuff that's going on in the world. So that's tomorrow at 11 o'clock, every Friday. Great fundraising ideas, Chris. Thank you, Cassandra said.
Thank you, Cassandra. Appreciate it.
Is this you, Chris?
Who's that guy? Yeah.
Put his own comment. It's LOL for CFF. You're a funny guy. Great ideas for the Gabe's Heart Foundation, too. Gabe's Heart Foundation is in honor of my son, Gabriel Michael Jacobs. Yes, it is, Chantelle. She volunteers with the organization. Hi, D. Ross says, okay.
Hi.
Okay, let's see any more comments. I don't want to leave anybody out. Todd Riley is one of the headliners that Chris recommends. And make sure you go and check out the events that are coming up, especially the one that's on Chris's birthday, August 13th at the studio. Come and support his event, wear a mask, and come and be a part of that. He's actually going to be the headlining comedian on that night, and it's at the studio, August 13th, 2333 South Boulevard from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And 50% of the proceeds do go to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. I don't want to leave any studio audience members' comments out. Wandra Audrey said, hi, good morning. Nikki Cole, she's one of the partners with the Kim Jacobs Show. So thank you for your partnership, Nikki Cole. Make sure you guys go check out everything she's working on. She's a singer, beautiful voice. And then she also has a foundation where she works with women that deal with domestic violence and all kinds of things. So check her out. And thank you for being one of the partners with the Kim Jacobs Show. Cassandra, hey, beautiful J-Lo, okay. Alice. This is my mom. She said, "Good morning, Kim, Jayla, and Chris. Lots of good information."
Good morning, Ella.
Uh-oh, Donnie said I subscribed. Thank you, Donnie. Now, if you could just get everybody else to do that too, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks for a great show, Robin.
Oh, that's my mom.
Miss Diorio, you produce so wonderful.
Checking in.
That's so sweet. You're here watching your son. Woo-woo.
She's retired. She has nothing better to do, is she?
Okay. I know you laugh a lot, Mom Robin. I know you laugh a lot. Great work, Chris. Keep it up. Okay, so is Kim Jacobs going to come to stand up at the studio on August 13th? I'm sure most likely I will plan to be there, but I believe it or not, let me tell you this. My children are petrified, and I don't even know how to word it any differently than this. My children do not want me going to any social events unless everybody's wearing a mask, because they feel like I actually have another event coming up, and they were like, "Mom, we have cystic fibrosis. If you're out doing this stuff and then you come home and bring it home, then we still have the same level of exposure." So my intention is to definitely plan to be there, Donnie, and I encourage everyone to be there. So I will plan with everything within me to be there. I got to convince my children of that, but I'm not a liar, so I'm not going to just flat out.
Well, yeah, we could chat more offline.
But
Robin subscribed too.
Thank you so much. But people will be wearing masks at the event.
Yeah. It'll be whatever guidelines are in place. We'll make sure they're being followed. We'll talk. I mean, obviously, if you want to come, Kim, there's a seat for you. On me, you're to be my guest. I'm the headliner. I can do those kind of things.
I still want to donate.
So, and we could drop a little nugget real quick, because I'd like to come back, Kim, sometime, and because the last time I was going to talk about today, I know we're running close on time, but there's going to be a comedy special and a documentary about the foundation produced, hand in hand.
Hand in hand. Okay.
So as we get closer to that date, that's going to be January of 2021. So I'm dropping a nugget. So stay tuned, because I'll come back on the show and we'll talk about it more.
January 21, 2021.
And it'll probably be filmed in 2021 in January, released in March, assuming things clear up. But we're going to be producing there's going to be a comedy special, a 1-hour comedy special, and that special is going to be filmed in Charlotte and then released hand in hand with a documentary about the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when it's filmed, set, and released, obviously it'll be another fundraiser for the foundation itself, but it's going to be hopefully something that sort of really puts a bow tie on the whole tying in the foundation with comedy thing for me. Doing my first 1-hour comedy special, as well as having a documentary about the foundation and how they've tied hand in hand. So I just want to drop a little nugget about that, because that's going to be
good.
Hopefully something that brings a lot of awareness to the foundation and all the great things they do, as well as raising some money for the foundation. So we'll talk again closer to the date, but that was the last nugget I wanted to make sure I dropped. My producer is probably watching this, so I told him I'd make sure I talked about it. So I gotta.
So honored. Make sure you guys stay tuned for Hand in Hand documentary that's being filmed January 21st, 2021, and it will be released most likely in March of 2021, and it's pertaining to cystic fibrosis and comedy with Chris Diorio, so you don't want to miss that. We have about 2 minutes because we started late, but I just wanted you to close out today on a comedy, something, anything you want to say that's funny, leaving us laughing, and know that tomorrow with Freestyle Friday, are you going to come back and do anything comedy related, or you just come back another time?
I'll pop in tomorrow. Let me check my schedule. Let me check my calendar. Oh, I'm free. Yeah, I'll pop in tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
So tomorrow on Freestyle Friday, you're going to get the opportunity to hear some type of comedy right quick from Chris, but I definitely want us to close out today's show, because I know some people tuned in today specifically to just laugh a little bit, which we've been laughing the whole show. But feel free to close us out on laughing. See you tomorrow, 11 o'clock a.m., for Freestyle Friday. Share any ideas, topics, anything you want to discuss for tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And tune in to Quest Church Prayer Line, and it's from 12 to 12:30. And Pastor Jacobs is praying for people that are dealing with COVID-related issues. And we don't want to brush it off because people are still passing away with this disease, and it's a lot happening, so people need prayer. So make sure you know that you can call in 978-990-5000. Access code is 322083#. Okay, close us out with something comedy related.
Okay, I'm not gonna do my bits because I will say this real quick is that tying back in quick with the foundation and stuff, I noticed that people who are involved with this kind of stuff, when you deal with this kind of stuff on a daily basis, you have a different kind of sense of humor. And sometimes the best thing we can do is take, like I said earlier, take the most painful things people have to go through in life and laugh at them. Mm-hmm. So in the spirit of laughing at some of the most painful things, I'm going to stop talking and let you just look at my face and start laughing. Because if we can't make fun of ourselves, we can't make fun of anybody, right? So when you tune into the show, be ready for some dark humor. It gets a little dark, so we'll save that for the stage. But I just want to thank you, Kim, for having me.
I'm so glad you came.
And of course, compliment you on your tremendous ability to both pick guests and have the show. For those of you out there watching again, Kim Jacobs' YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're stupid, stop being stupid and subscribe. If you've already subscribed, good job. You passed the test.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to this edition of the Kim Jacobs Show, for really getting to see Mr. Chris Diorio over there on his cup, on his shirt, on his other cup with the shirt. Everything's about Chris and his effort to help people with cystic fibrosis to just live a better life and to laugh along this journey. Tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. and you're going to get to hear some pop in from Chris and lots of other guests that want to just come up to the mic and have some open mic time. Take care of yourself. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. Take care of yourself. Make sure you guys go and check out Chris Diorio. Let me pop that one more time because I don't want anybody to miss the opportunity to know where to find him.
Same.
Okay, yeah. He's like, I know you're not going to end this show without telling people where I am. Okay, Chris Diorio on Facebook, Chris Diorio Comedy. He also has YouTube, so you can go. He started recently putting some videos on there. You can also go to Instagram. But follow Chris Diorio on all of the social media platforms. And thank
OnlyFans?
Huh?
Not OnlyFans?
Well, I subscribed, so I'm a fan. All right, everybody.
Take care.